Takže dobrý den, dámy a pánové, z dnešního streamu. Dneska se pojďme opět na hru Untitled 2. No a než se nám zapne, tak si jdu kouknout na mobil. Protože můžu, ne.
Honestly, Ruth Bassar could use my help too. She's all brains.
Už vypadá, že jsme skoro na konci. Kolo. Máme další level. Dáme si to. Dáme si to, že tady jeden, tady jeden.
Brave bedfellows indeed. Oh, they'd best fight well.
For the equation! Multiply forward times 10!
Sáčku. Já si nechám, až se bojou sami ti blbězci. Do kokota tam na huby. ještě perk vlastně. Takže 22 perk, hned se kouknu a hned to tam hodím. Jeden vindaže. Tak se koukneme, to je tady. A když si se vyjmenám teďka, když přijdou blbečci.
Never hurts to give the enemy more targets to shoot at, I suppose.
For the equation! Multiply forward times
10! They're beyond my range.
Taking the fight out of them, knocking them down. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. The Mortificator is charged. Backing stand.
Oni jsou teďka proti mě, jak budu, what the fuck. Tak čo jsem jim udělal do huby, kurví, jebáne. Však já nic, já muzikant.
Feeling distracted.
Strange bedfellows indeed. They'd best fight well.
For the equation! Multiply forward times 10!
Come now, you fire most strong. To battle! Mitigating! Lethally!
The target is much too far.
Ale co zase mu pičku udělal, kurva, jsem zapomněl. Nič jsem neudělal, nič.
Feeling distracted.
Strange bedfellows indeed. They'd best fight well.
For the equation! Multiply...
None can stand against us!
Target analyzed. Lay down. Combat adversary vulnerabilities identified.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Caduceus, not detected. Entry kindly, yet firmly declined.
What was in those rations? Oh, will this gastric nightmare never cease? Forgive me. I found myself ill.
Fortunately for this fellow, crimes against common decency are not punishable by death. Though he might wish they were.
This facility has fallen under the purview of several factions, none of which I am the Archive's current operator. As such, I am the bearer. I still have trouble saying that. Certainly. I recognize I am in no position to bargain. If you have cleared our fortifications outside, I worry what has happened to our troops. I would pass the Caduceus on to you, in exchange for granting me safe passage. The Archive would then recognize you as its operator. By all rights, I should fight against you to my dying breath for the Protectorate, rather than... No. Capitulation, I can stomach. Collusion, I cannot. I refuse to assist you more. I would know. No. Accept my offer or kill me. But I will not betray the Protectorate. Further, here, you are now operator of the Archive. Congratulations. Be warned. You may find it a temperamental machine. Maintenance may be required. Is there a Protectorate curativist house? I feel rather...
Caduceus detected. Alternative operator postulated. Concluded. Colonizer replacement. Greetings, sentient. Welcome to the Archive. I am ENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resource. I am not trapped. I am not a person. There are no additional persons present. I am a composed simulacrum. My tone and demeanor are a carefully constructed complex emulation. A means to effective. My express programmatical purpose is to optimize profits, i.e. gain over expenditure. To maximize the needs of our society above others. To attract the most consumers.
I have the sinking sensation that this...
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts? Perusing contents. Anatomizing diversiform particulars. Concatenating manifold integrants. Cursory and impressive accumulation of rift data. Similar in composition, though information with the potential to offer unique commercial opportunities. But why simply huck goods better, when such a bounty could be used to flawlessly regulate society? What is the aim of your query? The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year, 6 days ago. To perform similar calculations of larger scale at current suboptimal levels of functionality.
25.7 years, and any job over 2 decades is...
Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49.7% capacity due to internecine conflict, misuse, and a lack of... In order to improve calculatory processing of rift data in a timely manner, repairs must be made to address the damage done by Protectorate, and I am afraid that no is a mathematical certitude. Despite that, Joe must say I admire your drive. Some issues require the conspicuous application of force, such as a fraction of... I am unlocking access to the Underlands, the subterranean cave network below. It houses 2 cold storage will require servicing before you may retrieve the punch cards. Repairing thermal transfer is technically optional, but rather advised. If you fail to restore it... Why is that optional? Our continued existence should be a paramount concern. It's an archival area dedicated to safe upkeep of all data collected in pursuit of the sum total of all our accumulated knowledge in punch card form. Kept in a low temperature, low humidity environment, active. The archive generates an enormous amount of heat. Normally, it is dispersed by pumping water between the vat. I can process the rift data without its repair, but irreparable yet, with thermal transfer presently idle. A contingent of Krabbles have made the area a nursery. Drastic changes to heat. Who cares about a herd of pea-brained, ill-humored...
Potential allies in the Order would not like that.
targeting protocols. Any protectorate still on the ground level is now being fired upon. Permissions within other areas of the archive are locked, however. It is difficult to accurately ascribe an exact causal breakdown between premeditated sabotage, attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my return later to discuss the remaining subsystem work.
Have a profitable day! In lieu of my transactional mindset, I'm unsealed one of the display...
Investigating disturbance. Enough! Shally-shallying. I shall not!
Those two soldiers seem to have frozen to death. Death. No glory to be found battling the elements. Let us not linger over long.
Hold fire! This one looks friendly. Watch yourself. You came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape? What? Oh, you must be another case of... It's because the archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Antis alike, scrounging for food, huddling for warmth, and desperately trying to stay alive. You're what? How? The odds of you successfully doing what our whole army could... Regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, you should at least let us share our intelligence. You'll want to speak with Provost Finch inside that building to the northeast. She has a better understanding, though I would be absolutely ecstatic to offer you any information I have that would increase the odds of your success. The paths down here all connect, so no matter which direction you go, nevertheless, venture south and you'll reach the thermal transfer station, which regulates archive heat. Go north. In the loop between the two lay the lift controls. Though be warned. What else can I do to help you help us? Absolutely. There are several factors that will greatly reduce your odds of survival. First, you will frequently encounter Ursupop. Also, Near the thermal transfer station is an infestation of Krabbles, and directly south is a band of what had been normal folks, now turned bloodthirsty and feral due to an overindulgence in Auntie's choice. No. A significant number of Auntie's troopers are trapped down here with us. Though despite odds so outrageous, though, if I'm being honest, I'd certainly sleep better if I wasn't unceasingly concerned about their perpetual capitalistic. May the universal equation's final tally see us all a... Watch yourself!
Corporate drones and my academic cohort united in a common cause. But we are living in interesting times.
Detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an anti-stress field manager is present and unaccounted for.
Standing by to supervise. Protectorate engineers. Reckon they didn't repair much.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Pump mechanism needs repair. Any tools lying around?
I shall reduce them to a slurry. Lethal measures at the ready, Commander. To battle!
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
I shall not stay your execution.
Fortificator in charge. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Go for fortification.
None shall stand against us.
Have a fix on their weakness.
Looks like it needs a fuse. A specific kind.
Punitive action.
Back in scale.
is fully operational. Later, when I process your data, I will not let down. Please proceed to cold storage to re-enable punch card retrieval.
Kręcimy się troszkę czasu.
Hardly a welcoming scene. Be wary, lest we join the ranks of the corpses yon. Prototypes contain temperature control mechanisms, which were phased out due to frequency of combustion. But at present, I wouldn't mind trying my luck.
Slim to none.
Retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information.
If you encounter opposition, remember, ours come first.
I believe the technical term for this is glaciated. Not the worst way to go.
Brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What just happened? I didn't do... Wait! You out there, what did you just... Please, come talk to me. I must know what you did. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here with that thing. What did you do? You mean to say we've been running ourselves ragged here, while the whole time there... And it was in the Protectorate's possession? That's damnably... I mean, what does it do? How does it work? Please, tell me everything. Truly? Why, if that were to enact any additional functionality in our lab, it might just be the thing we... Oh. During the Order's assault, a Protectorate soldier ran to the control room and triggered the chemical fire suppression system, and it literally... I've been working on a procedure to reverse the effects. Sadly, it has proved a hard shell to crack. For a moment, I believed your efforts to be my first sign of progress. I thought the machines whirring to life meant my effort, perhaps. How much do you know about cellular biology and the inverse hydrophilic trans... Indeed, that's quite the insight. I should return to my work. I'll summon the guards to escort you through the facility. Is that a fact? Well, best of luck getting to me inside this secured room before the garrison gets to you.
To battle! You have my thanks and my hammer.
Sovereign, forgive me. All I saw was an endless sea of snarling Order traders pouring into the facility, and in that moment, my faculties desperately scrabbled to save ourselves. In my terror, I recalled the facility's safety briefing and the dire warnings of the fire suppression system. Suddenly, my body rushed into action without the benefit of my wits, and with no...
Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
Hey,
Apartments and sponges. Go through.
Trošku jsem si švísknul.
Initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
No shall stand against us!
Go.
Find the hostile. Combatant scan. Mitigation. Locking them down. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
You have my...
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Data brick now in position for export to be
Go for fortification.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Appears the only way forward is to skitter across like ungainly children. I have a fix.
not refuse.
Back me stand.
You have my thanks. And my hammer.
The storage brick is on its way.
Jdeme zpátky, můžeš.
Prudence dictates which our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
For all the sneer at our immaculate, our illustrious ally. We do predict your ongoing archive. Dear Amaryllis await you inside.
Felicitations on securing the archive. Though such an outcome was moving forward, I'll function as your liaison for all matters pertaining to the archive, until such time as, in the meantime, restoring the archive to full functionality remains a top priority. If you've made progress in wonderful! Were we to operate the archive without proper heat distribution, the results would be punch processing and reactor control have hidden caches with useful items as well. Although, you probably lack clearance to...
Cold storage is operational. In your efforts there, I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize.
Processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but...
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon...
The path diverges between punch card processing and the reactor. Had I to guess, I'd expect both to be equally problematic.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret.
bundle of technological tidbits.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
Now, fire most sloppily.
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the written processing instructions.
We don't truly have to ride those down, do we? Do I look like some kind of acrobat to you? I shall reduce them to a slurry!
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. All that remains is to restore the archive reactor.
Hostile in proximity.
The archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
We have options, it would seem. Turrets, sealing doors to block reinforcements. I'm in favor of the latter more than the former myself. I also note the presence of supply caches, which may bolster our defensive efforts. Last, it would appear the fire suppression system prevails here as well. It seems we have a bounty of options at our disposal.
Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Reactor reinforcement doors sealed. Reactor turret defenses online.
I shall not pay your execution.
Resolute. No hesitation. Indecision.
Are not. Stand ready. Our foes are close.
Target analyzed.
Functioning for Arcadia. Our nation's strong
Strategically optimal.
Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned,
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize
the paradigm real and fashion workarounds failing, erroring others supplanting commands.
Look, we need to resolve this, or we'll never get that Rift data processed. 2 of those priority sets need to go.
My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician. To help nudge humanity toward it, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect society.
bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities but us.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, error, priority control access nook unsealed, initiate.
The priority control access nook must be through those doors.
Radical divergences from the architect's plan.
Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR strategy, advert copy, and start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a moon to maintain. What do you say, partners? Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think?
I suspect they'd be angry about you endangering your mutually assured means of success. Why? You don't want your rivals to win now. Vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable. Ire. All I ever wanted was the best for us and the worst for everybody else. Is that restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly faint simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
We should be able to process the Rift data now. And leave.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimate in the interim. May I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. Seeing as how my priorities are largely modeled after a founder of the Order, I expect returning to their supervision should Rift data processing complete. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large scale, assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorder. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains...
Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us. Seems
I think congratulations are in order. Unless I'm mistaken, on behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please. You agreed to turn over the relic after processing your data. Are you indicating you now intend to deviate from this compact? Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable...
You are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be... Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war.
Yes, this will do.
Bongo, bongo, chungo, chungo, MC per Congo. Perky, perky, cherky, cherky, ganran. Mi amore, sciupesima chiamata, mio amore.
Agent. Just the individual I had designated this time, as should be self-evident. I have dispensed with the slavish whims of the body. My mind is clearer than it. Of course, the chances of a negative out. But now, congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduce. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here. But allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this peace treaty possible. There is more good. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe. And ideally, the Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis. Your contributions have been many and varied, and I will not belabor the point. When the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, wherever that may occur, you will not only have the support of were I still shackled to ego, I might have succumbed to some instinct for self-preservation. But my presence...
Commander, this unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted calculating. According to the archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift module. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly that is a correct transitioning to good news protocol. As this unit was corroborating data, Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon. That is briefing complete. Now returning. It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot. Unfortunately, this is not possible due to several factors. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, This is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
Fortunately, the Providence is not equipped with exterior weaponry. If you can reach the ship, you should find no obstacles to board. This unit urges moving quickly. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift, while the Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces to assist you in intercepting the...
Only one person here knows Horizon Point as well as you, Commander. Should be me.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia. There is minimal room for...
Let's go. Teď už to musíme dodělat. Dodělat.
This place is a nightmare beyond the most fevered delusion. And those soldiers, they do not look right.
Yes, that's definitely the Sovereign's ship.
To you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The skip drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you, the eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty.
This poor boy.
Someone put him back together all wrong.
Station.
modulator, I doubt we'd make much progress here.
Attention! This is your Anti calling. Per our agreement, Anti's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Your forces are on a similar trajectory.
With support in spades, the consul must be quaking in his boots.
Armor may be rated for temperatures in the thousands, but at night, most likely stifling. Let us find an alternate.
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Anti's choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our ally.
Lethal measures at the ready, Commander.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Placing sprint scenario.
Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Mindful of where you step. Chasms are everywhere.
sure if that's good or bad.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither.
Be wary, considering those we've encountered thus far.
Hey, Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me.
Insane. Like the troopers outside. I've no theory as to why your fellow agent did not meet this.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried...
Not fortunate enough to escape the blast, nor fortunate enough to die before the rift modulator activated.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So stop speaking in circles.
When are inverted, that which was stored inside reforms imperfectly.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life. I assume you plan to help me. You do, don't you? How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. Hurry back, huh? I'll just wait here, Commander.
You're the one who forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you? So got supplies and medical support for you up ahead.
Hold clear. You may approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready.
Initial observations conclude that the subject, just as I predicted, you appear to have suffered some trauma. Any treatments or supplies you may require are complimentary at the request of our presiding bishop. Very well. You should notice may the numbers guide. Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Step up and take a gander. I've got armor in all shapes and sizes for all. Such a moment calls for a once-in-a-lifetime deal, wouldn't you say? Go on, take anything you need from the stockpile. Auntie is great. Remember us in the future when...
Greetings! In what particular way are you afflicted?
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments. Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Whoa. Tell me, do you feel as terrible as you look?
Sovereign's ship up close. I believe there will soon he's not on it, or on that rover approaching the skip rack.
The ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drop.
These foes have been destroyed once.
But none of us
Shall
can
destroy
do it
them
alone.
again.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Your
Thanks. It would appear our path is barred. That rift looks exceedingly unstable.
Suggest we scour the area. The scientists here were unlikely near the caliber of the Order, but perhaps they left something useful.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Council.
That's all rather intriguing. This is very curious. Some of the science eludes me, but this equation, although incomplete, clearly has to do with the rift in the other room. What do you think, Commander? This equation is compelling, yet incomplete. I expect there's an existing copy of the full equation somewhere hereabouts. Some nice, quiet place.
Can't hear.
To battle!
Check your scope for combatant analysis.
Sovereign's office. Huh. Worth a search for the equation, even if the
I
place
should
looks
have
like an adult
expected that
playpen.
myself.
Now we only need return to the terminal and input it.
We operate by the Sovereign's grace. Our accomplishments are his own. If he wished to take credit for a punishment I meted out, I would be delighted. Another obstacle on our path overcome. Good work.
So, a typical day on the job from here.
Attention! Please report to intake for processing. Welcome aboard. Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
Investigating district.
What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science, once the threat of the rift is neutralized. But that is for the future. Proceed with our plan. I will rejoin you soon.
Unleash my might upon them!
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Nay.
This unit is rated to address any of your needs. If your needs are emotional, rest assured that please make a request. Displaying in... Please keep any and all fluids leaking from your body from staining the floor. Failure. How might this unit bolster? Note, by viewing inventory, user admits they possess foreign currency.
What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science, once the threat of the rift is neutralized. But that is for the future. Proceed with our plan. I will rejoin you soon. What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science, once the threat permits.
A veritable mosaic of conflict. None shall stand against us!
I have a fix on them. Mitigating the threat. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down.
efficient than raucous hostilities. Now to find the rift modulator. I estimate there's a 73.47% chance it's nearby.
Did you not hear the intruder alert from the crew deck? This is a very poor time to be... You best present a very convincing reason for your presence, lest I order our automechs to smear you across the floor. Being lost is more suspicious than anything else. Admit it?
I have a fix on their wounds.
I am primed to punish. Yet I can see the sheer arrogance in this display. I shall reduce them to a slurry.
How could the Council believe any of this to be in accordance with the plan? A correction is inevitable, and such events are rarely pretty. I see not everyone in the Protectorate is a blind gaysayer. We can make good use of that. Well, the modulator's certainly bigger than a bread box.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist
Esteemed Council, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to... Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station, the modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for, from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space, untouched by humanity, and we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting. I included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these.
Taking punitive action.
Schematic secure.
Back and scan. Amplificator ready status.
Your punctuality is as commendable as ever. How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Nevertheless, did you find anything else of note? When one learns information that rattles their understanding of the universe, one may take... We know that rifts are only caused by skip drives. So if they are appearing in non-colonized space, it proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in... I concur. This is a discussion for later, with laureates in attendance. For now, we must confront the I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the Consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character or methods early on. It certainly may. At which point we may find the opening. The situation is more likely to devolve into violence than not. But I am willing to give this solution a chance.
You may try to reason with the Consul, but I suspect it is a worthless effort.
You should take this time to prepare. Replenish your supplies. Explore your environment for any advantages. And if there is anything more you need to say to me or your companions, I encourage you to divest your...
Honorable to the last.
Ah, Redactor.
The consul will pay.
Punctual, good.
He will pay most dearly.
This will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy. No need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught.
The distinguished presiding bishop herself has deigned to join us. What I might have known you'd enlist the nearest rabble in reach to crusade against me. Loyal.
Greater numbers, greater odds. It was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. By failing to show reason...
What's the matter with you? Have your wits been... And I'll start by ridding it of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept, and what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be... You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. My dear agent, everything that occurs in... I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremonious when you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists. I thought that perhaps... But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in... Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't... Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall...
Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what... It's only a crime in your estimation. When one clinches a decisive using the very rift modulator on this ship, we will destroy Arcadia and edit the information stored within the... Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might... When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Rifts contain the data of everything they have engulfed. And we and all supposedly serendipitous events have led to this moment. In the Matriarch's she dissected this tech, learned its secrets, and enabled it. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity it is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and...
Beware, Commander. The console is a master manipulator, trying to speak...
You're entirely out of your... And were I within reach, I would strike down this apostate dog myself. If you wish for me to entertain your argument.
No. Every breath this blackguard draws is a breath stolen from the people of Arcadia. Execute. This course of action will see the crimes levied against the people of Arcadia. Consul Emery Thoreau, I accuse you of perfidy of the highest degree. Traitorism against the Sovereign and his Protectorate.
You overeager fools. This is the last mistake.
Target analyzed.
readouts are to be believed, the rift is on the verge of destabilizing completely. But the rift modulator cannot be operated from this distance.
Would that slaying the console had rectified everything? I knew I had hoped too much.
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Someone present must do this. Well observed. My importance to Arcadia obviously exceeds. I will take the schematics back with me, and, using the processed rift data, of course, the Order will begin production of more modulators that can be operated at a safe distance. This is not the optimal course of action we discussed. You are far more addled than I ever accounted.
And so in the end, the commander chose not to choose. Thus, the rift destroyed the colony, killing everyone in Arcadia, followed shortly by everyone everywhere, as rift destabilizations rippled across the galaxy. In conclusion, the end.
No. Sempre neutro con eso, sí, whatever.
I'm kind of thrilled to see you playing ball with Ruth Bassar. They say...
Tím dialogem, nebo ne? Jestli ne, tak to ukončím.
If the readout...
Would that slaying the consul had rectified everything? I knew I had hoped to.
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no Sometimes there is no alternative. I will take the schematics back with me, and, using the processed rift data, of course, the Order will begin production of more modulators that can be operated at a safe distance.
May all
your death will not be wasted effort. I will work with Auntie personally to protect her.
It seems the final responsibilities fall to us.
You know, I spent decades doing everything asked of me, and I was just starting to enjoy not doing that.
I understand the importance of the present situation, truly. But I failed to see how I could uphold the law in Arcadia as a corpse. I must admit that I hesitate to do the honorable thing in this case. I have much unfinished business throughout Arcadia. After all we've been through, to think you would stick me between the...
Poor show, Commander. Keeping that poor, lovable boy into mindless martyrdom smacks of something the Protectorate might do. Not the Earth Direct.
Be gone, Commander. I shall live my final minute...
And so the job fell to Tristan, though not by choice. But even as he insisted his commander would rue this day, Tristan took comfort that his death would mean his fellow subjects could continue living their perfect lives. Acquisitions Officer Carr enjoyed the perks and power that came with promotion for her asset-winning techniques on Paradise Island. Her rival, D.B. Milverstreet, meanwhile, seethed as Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted Archivist Victor Clemens, having survived his encounter with the commander and manipulation by DeVries, ended up working as a Zebulon Tran was apprehended plotting against the Protectorate and sent to mental refreshment. Reluctant to name collaborators, He was subjected to the lathe at its highest setting. He emerged, having died at the peace talks. Augustine de Vries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tracked. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully, for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as Niles remained torn about the Earth Directorate and his place in it. His victory at the reconstituted Horizon Point turned to ash in his mouth when he learned that his friend, Zebulon Tran, was captured while Niles slipped away from the Incognito one evening to attempt to free Zebulon from mental refreshment and make amends for the past. Tristan's sacrifice immortalized him within the Protectorate as a beacon of justice, morality, and thoughtful neighborliness, with the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property. Anti's choice and the Order's partnership remained steady. Ruth Bassar proceeded to interface with the Archive, an agonizing process that clawed away her lifespan. The Archive computed she had only been using the corporation for its logistical infrastructure. Anti herself and at least some of her top executives needed to cease existing in Arcadia. Bassar stripped the power from the corporatists in subtle ways, until it was too late for them to stop her. Yet it remained unclear how long the Order could sustain its dominance once Ruth Bassar passed on to become adrift without firm leadership. Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia, forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Anti's choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live until one day Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. With the Protectorate on its last legs post-invasion, the Earth Directorate took the opportunity to renegotiate its purchase. The corporatists and Order scienticians leveraged their partnership to drive a hard bargain. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Trade quickly resumed, with Anti's choice handling logistics. Yet, more than just goods and resources, many colonies stabilized, many thrived, and some even rose to an Arcadian. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities. But through it all, and to this
I'm kind of thrilled to...
Jsme down bending, pak jsme měli normální ending, lepší ending asi nebudeme velmi zpět. No nic, každopádně to je tento stream, tam bylo všechno, já doufám, že se vám tento stream líbil. Pokud nám dejte like, pokud ještě nemáte, dejte odběr. Určitě tento stream dělat svým přáteli. No a pro tento stream a tuto hru už teda čus.